And it doesn't really matter whether you want to do home parties, Facebook parties, whatever version of parties you want to do. I beg to differ. And I know there's a lady in the back that's pretty smart that would beg to differ as well, because when either her or I or plenty of other directors decide we want something, we all of a sudden have more parties than we know what to do with, because we know how to go get them. And we go after them with reckless abandon, in that we are going to fill our calendar. It's not a maybe I'll fill my calendar, I hope I fill my calendar. We are going to fill our calendar. And so I'm going to just talk about different ways, different things you can do. I think the most important thing that you can do is have a mindset of success, because I think that is probably one of the best things you can do in life in general, is have a mindset of success. But when you're doing something like this, desperation is not attractive, but excitement is super attractive. So, and there's a difference in how you find your parties. Desperation parties, if they even hold, or just people don't want to do them, but I want to help you. This is exciting. She's going to earn a trip. I want to be a part of this. Is a whole different ball of wax. So I'm going to tell you some of the things that I've done over the years to book parties, and feel free to pipe in if you have an idea, or you want to throw something out, or you want to give information on that. Stephanie, you can pipe in as well, or holler at me. So here's one that's one of my favorites, and you can do a lot of these. You can do them in your house, you can do them online, you can do a combo of both, but a mystery hostess party. So I want to talk about what that is. People don't always know exactly what that is. I highly recommend doing one in an actual location, whether it's a restaurant. If you're local here and you want to come use the studio, you could do that. If you have it in your home, if you have it in your backyard. I did one in my backyard one time. Let me tell you the things I did that made it successful. So I did one at home. And sure, you can do a Facebook version of it too. You can do a Facebook version that tags into the home one and make it one big mamma jamma, cool thing. But I did one in my backyard, and I told them if there was 25 adults in attendance, I would raffle off a piece of cookware. 25 adult ordering guests. We got to 23. I didn't have to raffle off the cookware, and I had one heck of a party. I mean, I think it was like $2,500 in sales or some crazy. What I told them was, here's some things that I did that made it super successful. I mailed out invitations, which I don't do very often. I stapled a double-sided ticket, from a roll of tickets. You have both sides, and said, this could be your winning ticket on the front. Bring this with you. So they came with an entry, which was super exciting, right? So I stapled a ticket on the front. I said, what's the mystery? The mystery is, who's the host? How do you get tickets into the event? You get tickets for coming. You get 3 bonus tickets for bringing an adult ordering guest I've never met before, right? Because I want them to go find me people, and everybody knows people, right? But if you just invite them, then it's just a returning customer. If they bring you new, fresh people, it's a whole different ball of wax, right? So bring me people I haven't met before, adults. Let's see. Book a party, you get 5 extra tickets, right? Let's see. I did bring an ugly spatula. Bring the ugliest spatula you can find, and you'll get a $5 discount off of, and you can choose whatever discount you want. You can say discount and decide once you get there. Discount. I say, bring an ugliest spatula you can find and throw it in my trash, and I'll trade you for a discount on a new one. The ugliest one wins a spatula, and I gave one person a free spatula, and they all brought up the most hideous, and you could do that with a bowl. You could do that with, it doesn't have to be a spatula. It could be like just a Tupperware bowl, or bring me the ugliest, most cheapest, horriblest bowl you have, or they think that's the funniest thing, and throw it in my recycle. So the deal was they had to throw it in my recycle, and I had a whole bag, and I was like, throw it in. Toss that bad boy. And then I gave them a discount on the thing. So if it was, let's say it was a That's a Bowl Junior, and they brought me a bowl, and I'd say, okay, you get, 10% off or $5 off or whatever. You can pick your discount. It doesn't really matter. I had a person go to the dollar store to get a cheap spatula because all they had was Tupperware for $1, so they could come get $5 off another spatula. So they could throw their dollar spatula in my recycle. I was like, clever, aren't you? I know, I was like, super clever, aren't you? So I thought that was really interesting, but it drove attendance. See, what they're not just, so you have to think about things that make people want to come and make people want to do stuff, right? So not only are they just, are they coming, but they're coming with this, they've got a thing in their mind that they're coming to. Yes. That's why they're bringing me the ugliest spatula. And my deal was that the ugliest one. So I chose spatula. You could choose a bowl. You could choose, whatever you want. Everybody has an ugly bowl or an ugly spatula, or they'll go buy a piece of dollar store. Right. Whatever. I don't really care. The deal was you bought an ugly one, threw it in my recycle, and you got an X discount off, or a discount. I don't know if I told them the discount, or I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. Discount off a brand new one. And the ugliest one, the winner, and I got to determine which one was the ugliest, got one for free. And I'd probably let them buy a discounted one too if they wanted. So whatever my demo one was, whether it was a spatula or whether it was a little bowl I had or whatever, if you were the ugliest, if you brought me just the ugliest bowl, I'd be like, okay, hands down, this one's the winner. That thing is hideous. And usually the ugliest one was somebody had just, it was crap and they'd beat it to death in their kitchen. So they came in with this just stained, and you're like you're holding the bag, like, please don't touch me, And then I'd be like, okay, you're the winner. You get the free bowl, right? Oh, and they're so excited. And everybody's coming with a thing. And I think there's something huge to the whole, like, bring the, and honestly, something that would be hard to replicate on Facebook, that piece of it. But you can replicate other things, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I wanted them to come and I wanted them to throw something in my recycle. And I really think whether you do Facebook parties or home parties or whatever, I don't care who you are, there's people where you live and they'll show up. Like so even if all you do is Facebook parties, do a home mystery party. Shock yourself a little bit. Be brave. Live outside your comfort zone. You might be amazed at what actually happens in your business. So I had them do that. I had they got bonus points for bringing adult. As much as I love children don't count at parties. I love them, but clearly they don't come with their own checkbook, so it's like not So I really adult ordering guests is how I put it. Now somebody asked me, did you literally double check everybody's order? I didn't. You could choose to if you want that discount. I made special order forms. So I didn't use Tupperware order forms. I made special ones, and I'm pretty sure they're actually buried. If you go into the files of our Facebook page, this order form is buried in there. It's generic, and it was an order form that they filled out their information, and then I asked them to use the order form as a wish list, and it had 2 total columns. The first total column was where you wrote in the item that you would want, right? And they had to handwrite it in. I wanted them to handwrite it in because every 5 items on their wish list got them another ticket. Here's why. I'm mentally playing a game with them, and I'm winning, by the way, in this scenario. So if you tell me I'm coming to this Tupperware party because it's a mystery hostess party because I want a cheese grater, but I don't really need anything else, and you all of a sudden list 20 things that you have to have, your whole mindset changes about why you're there. All of a sudden, wow, I didn't think I needed anything, but there's 20 things. Maybe I should have a party, right? Like that's a whole different, but in their mind, if they come for a cheese grater and they don't write things down, in their mind, there's 3 or 4 things. They don't realize there's actually 20. And trust me when I say they're trying to get to 20 because there's another ticket every 5, right? And so what I had them do is I had them write the item. Yeah, I told them, you're using this as a wish list. So write down everything you could ever want. And you write the total, but then there's an extended total. You're only buying the things you extend out. So maybe you list 20 things, but you only extend out 2. Well, then you're going to just buy 2. But I tell them once I give the tickets, oh my gosh, you had 20 items on your wish list. You should have a party, or you should be on my team. Did you know wholesale's cheaper than retail? And they're like, oh, So, and like I said, I think the order form is, and we can go find it. We certainly can go look for it and tag it. It's in there somewhere because I'm sure I posted it, but I can find it and post it again too. And you can make your own. You don't have to be attached. I just took I think a publisher or a Microsoft template and built an order form, But so why are you? This is the agenda of my agenda. You cannot take a picture of my agenda. Oh no, I am kind of, but so anyway, that's the. This isn't going to give you any info. So they have they get a ticket into the drawing, and the drawing, by the way, is for free Tupperware, half price Tupperware, the hostess stuff, right? They get a ticket into the drawing for every 5 items on their wish list. I'm not saying they have to buy those, but I'm saying I'm going to take that wish list / order form from them, and I'm going to banter with them, and I'm going to have their wish list. So by the way, if they leave and buy 2 things and don't book a party and don't sign up to be on my team, I also have all sorts of bribery, right? They wanted 18 other things, and when that thing goes on sale, or that's the next say yes offer, or that's the next host special, or I need a party and I need to bribe somebody. I mean, they're handing me massive bribery, right? So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do the wish list thing, right? And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to point out to them that, hey, listen, if you have 20 items on your wish list, but you can only afford 2, let's talk. I also tell everybody there's a scratch and dent table, and then I giggle and say, Tupperware doesn't actually scratch or dent, right? So what does that mean? That means there's a bargain table. And I always, at my mystery hostess parties, I always say, for every one item you buy out of the catalog, you can pick one item off the table for a bonus 15% off. And it's all marked down. Now, let me tell you what marked down means. Okay? I never lose money on this. Never. Let's say we have a buy one, get one free bowl set. What does that mean? That means that I got those bowls at 50% off. Okay? I take them all out and put them separately. It's not a set. Nobody's buying a set. Each bowl is individually priced, and it says full retail, $29. Your price today, $26. So it's a deal. It's $3 off, right? If they get an extra 15% off because they bought something out of the catalog, I get cash for my item. By the way, I'm still making more money than I did when it was on sale. Not going to tell them that. But I'm making I'm getting cash for that item. I'm getting them to purchase. So sometimes they'll say, as many items as I want off there, as many items as you buy out of the catalog is as many items as you can buy off the table. Does it matter the price in the catalog? No, I don't care. It can be a $5 item, it can be a $100 item. I don't care. I don't really care. They will go sometimes buy something else out of the catalog because there's something over there they want an extra 15% off. I'm trying to get catalog orders, current orders, and trying to clear inventory and get cash, right? And I'm using, your inventory should always be a bribery, right? Bribery for more sales, for more recruits, for more parties. That's all inventory is for. The reason why you have inventory is already, whatever the reason it is, that it's already served its purpose. Like, it's there because you earned it, because you needed something, because somebody needed this bowl and you bought a set so that you could grab the one bowl out and make this girl happy. Whatever the reason is, and we all have 1,000 of them, it's doing you no good in your garage, right? It's doing no good. We sit there and we hoard it like it's going to magically have pixie dust and do something. And you all giggle because you all do it. So I know, right? And it's all there. And you're like, okay, but I might need that for something. So it sat there for 6 months. Tell me what you need it for. Nothing. Yeah. Yes. That's a great place. Samples that you bought that you used at an event and are no longer current, those are great things to get rid of. But don't just sell them for the sake of selling them. Use them as bribery. So do you see how the stuff on the table is not for sale. It is for every one item you book or item you buy out of the catalog, you get one item at 15% off out of the sale. So full retail, your price today. So I say everything's marked on sale, but they can't just buy it. You see what I'm saying? So it's marked on sale, so it's super enticing. It's already on sale. But the way you get an item is for every one item you buy out of the catalog, you can purchase one item off the table for 15% off the lowest mark price. Does that make sense? Because I don't want people to come to my mystery party and just buy stuff off that table. If you were willing to do the shipping, sure. I mean, so with the Facebook party, there's shipping, and it's shipping out of your house. So be careful that you don't have cake takers and heavy items because the shipping gets crazy expensive, right? If it was smaller items that were under a pound, maybe that would be a better choice, So I'm just giving you data on how this whole, I kind of want you to know what I did. So there was that. So people were coming because they knew that they were going to get, they knew that if there was 25, I was going to raffle off a piece of cookware. They knew that they were bringing me their ugly spatulas. They knew that there was going to be an inventory clearance sale / scratch and dent sale. I always joked about scratch and dent sale. The scratch and dent sale meant that it was previously demoed items, things I used at parties that maybe for 5 seconds I grated some cheese with something, so it was basically brand new, but not 100% brand new. So that stuff was marked a little heavier discount just because it wasn't even just unplastic wrapped. I might have used it a little bit, but this much, but I didn't feel comfortable selling it as new. It didn't scratch or dent, because Tupperware doesn't scratch and dent. You know what I mean? So I would do that, and then they got a ticket for every, you can decide $25 that they spend or something, right? I wouldn't make that number too high, or they'll only get one ticket. You want to give them incentive to do, I might do every $20 so that they get 80, or do you see what I'm saying? Because it's a easy number to do. Well, it's only $10 more and I get another ticket, and they'll go find something else. And nothing is ever exactly 10. It's 12 or it's 15. Do you see what I mean? So, so I would total all the orders. So everybody would come up, total and pay before I drew for the mystery hostess party. Because what you don't want is you don't want somebody to be like, oh, well, I'll just use that free stuff I won to take my order. No, that's not how it works. I need all the orders to then do the drawings for the free and half price stuff. So I would do a demo just like a normal party, right? Everybody had been shopping. I let them shop at the scratch and dent sale first when they're mingling and coming in. Because if they come over with 7 items they want, then they have to go find 7 items out of the catalog, right? Which is perfect for me. So I wanted that. It's like you can come early and dig in the scratch and dent sale if you want, or the bargain table, or you can call it whatever you want. And I always would say when I said scratch and dent, I'd put a parentheses and say giggle. Tupperware doesn't really scratch or dent, so that they knew it wasn't like junk. It was fun. Everybody loves it when I say inventory clearance sale. I can hardly keep the people away. I say you can come early, and I say, oh, you can come 20 minutes early, and somebody shows up an hour early. I'm like, so what part of 20 minutes did you miss? So then I total everybody's orders, right? And then it got over, and then I'd say, okay, and I would draw as many winners as I possibly could. So there was one winner won the free, one winner won a half price item, another winner would win the other half price item if there was 2, if there was a bonus, somebody would win the bonus. If there was a hostess thank you gift, somebody would win the host. So I could usually pull 5 or 6 winners out of there. And if you have 20 people, 5 or 6 winners out of 20 is it's better than any lottery you'll ever play. Right? So, and I would have huge successes with these. And you could do, if you're doing them in your home, you could do probably 2 a year successfully. And when they come and I gave away lots of prizes. I was probably abundantly happy with the prizes, like the drawings and prizes. And I would always say, it's my party. I can do it however I want to. So we're going to give away lots of prizes. And they'd be like, oh, right? And so people that maybe would never say they were going to have a party, in theory, those people, the only way you get them to book a party is at a party. So you invite all your past hosts, friends, whatever, but you also invite those ones that say, I'll come, but I'm never going to do one for you. They're so rude. Like, who says that? But whatever. They do. You've all met that one that says, I'll come, but I'm never going to do a party. But when they come to a party, they're so much easier to get them to do a party than just saying, like, you should hold a Tupperware party. I don't need any Tupperware. I see. Rude. But I would go to parties and I would order, but I would never. No, I don't want a party. Isn't that funny? Right. You didn't come to one of mine because I totally would have booked you. But anyway, no, that's like a challenge to me. When somebody says that, like, I'm not going to have a party, I'm like, oh, okay. Let's see how we are at the end of the party, right? But if you give them enough reason, enough incentive, enough, you can get this for free, you can do this, you can whatever. And it's always has to be things that they can't get otherwise. Like, and I would usually do, and you can decide to do this or not, I would usually say, if you book a party, I'll let you buy one thing off the table at 50% off. Anyway, and I usually had a stack cooker, or I had a couple like high-end ticket items, just enough so that there was, and no, once again, I'm not losing any money on this deal. It's probably I got it as a recruiting thing to say, yeah, I recruited somebody and I got it for $20, or do you know what I mean? And it's like, how many stack cookers do you need in your kitchen? They're fantastic, but you don't need 14 of them in your kitchen. And if you go on a recruiting frenzy on the say yes and you get 3 bonus ones for $20 a piece, you'll never sell those at vendor events. I'm just going to tell you right now, they don't sell at vendor events. They sell at parties. Because people need to have it demoed and understand the value of this $100 or $120 item. You're not going to, if somebody does buy it at a vendor event, they know exactly what it is. They've been to Tupperware parties before and they walk in and it's a deal and they buy it. But that kind of stuff is hard to offload because you have it. So you want to use that as bribery once again, right? So what are we learning right now? We want to use all the inventory in our garage as what? Bribery. Okay. So mystery hostess party is something you can do. It's also a great way, and you talk about it. I kept sending reminders, so I mailed out those things, but then I would send digital reminders, and I sent texts, and I sent, like, hey, I hope you're coming to my party. How many friends can you bring? I'd love to give you lots. There's 3 bonus tickets. It would be sure fun if you won all the free Tupperware. This could be a past hostess who doesn't think she needs anything. But I tell you what, she likes to get free stuff, even if she thinks she doesn't need anything. Well, I'll come and I'll get a bunch of free tickets. Maybe I'll win something. I'll bring my friends because they need Tupperware, right? Listen, even if she doesn't need a whole lot, but she's the vessel to 3 brand new faces I've never met, that's a win, right? Because those 3 people I'm going to book parties with, right? So a mystery hostess party. Any other questions? Any questions about mystery hostess parties before I go to the next thing? Okay, so mystery hostess party is a huge one. Yes. As far as having a party inside your house? Well, it doesn't need to be your neighbors that you invite. It can just be people you know. It wasn't my neighbors that I invited. I invited past hosts. I invited friends. I invited past coworkers. I invited like anybody that I just knew come to my house, because there's so many people that won't have a party, but they will come to one. So I was trying to bring that. Oh, she's going to have it at her house. I'll go. You can invite neighbors at the ones you know if you want, but I mean, if you have rules and regulations on hanging things on doors, then I wouldn't go hang things on doors, because you don't want to get in trouble for that, right? You know, you can go knock on doors and say, I'm going to have a Tupperware party at my house tomorrow. I'd sure love to invite you, and hand it to them. There's no rules against that. I'm your neighbor, right? You're not selling anything. And I have a Tupperware party at my house. I'd sure love to have you. Now, that brings me to driveway parties. Okay, that's another thing you can do. Driveway parties. This is the time of year for that in most places in the U.S. Okay, what is a driveway party? Huh? Nope, it's not like a garage sale. You drive around until you find a housing development or a set of houses or whatever that look like there's a lot of people, and you pull in and you start knocking on doors. And in the back of your car, you have a party and you have a table. You can have a couple bottles of wine if you want to, whatever. And you knock on doors and you say, I'm looking for somebody in this neighborhood to have a driveway party, and I was wondering if it would be you. You don't have to open your house. I just want to have it in your driveway. Will you help me invite your neighbors? If you'll let me have it in your driveway, I will give you the free hostess stuff. Okay. If somebody knocked on my door, we'll just use Party Light, for example. I happen to like their candles, so I always pick something I like, right? So if they knocked on my door with something I didn't like, and I'm not going to name names, but there are those, I would be like, yeah, I don't buy that. But if it was, let's say Party Light, because I like their candles. If somebody from Party Light knocked on my door and said, I want to have a Party Light party in your driveway in 30 minutes, if you'll move your cars and let me have it in your driveway and we invite your neighbors, I'll let you have the free stuff. I'd be like, heck yeah. All you got to do is bring your camp chair out and sit. Okay, let's do it. If you help me by inviting some of your neighbors, texting them the ones you know, I'll give you some bonus gifts. Okay, so I would text my neighbors I know, hey, Kathy, grab your camp chair, grab a glass of wine, come over. We're going to have a party in my driveway. Okay, Kirsten. She'd come over. What's going on, right? I mean, I would literally text my neighbors. If I had to go across the street and just sit, if I was in my house and somebody said, hey, Kathy's we're having a Tupperware party in her driveway in 30 minutes. All you gotta do is bring your camp chair and whatever you want to drink, glass of wine or whatever you want to drink. Will you come? All right. Right? Because nobody really, it doesn't matter what you wear. Doesn't matter. And nobody has to clean their house. Nobody has to do it's not scary. And if somebody says, no, not in my driveway, okay, ask somebody else. If this neighborhood seems especially unfriendly, get back in your car and go to another neighborhood. It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? I always say it takes 10 no's to get to a yes. So go collect no's till somebody says, sure. What's the worst that happens? Only 2 people show up to your driveway party. But you have a party that you didn't have before, and you literally drove around and had one. How hard is it? Not very hard. You have to get a yes to open up the stuff out of your trunk. So what do? You walk around and knock on everybody's door and say, it's going to be in 30 minutes. And you say, I'm going to get done talking to you guys, inviting them. I'm going to go back to that driveway, and I'm going to set up the table, and we're going to have Tupperware. Come. It's not hard. It's a great way to meet people. If there's a neighborhood you've always wished, you see little kids, you see people, you see moms, you see whatever, and you always wish that you're like, man, I wish I could get into that neighborhood. I bet there's a gold mine of Tupperware needed in that neighborhood. Ooh la la. There's your invite, right? Invite yourself. Because the invitation is easy. It's not hard. It's not hard when if you said Kathy's having one in her house and I don't know Kathy super well. I'd kind of like to know Kathy, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go in her house. I'll go in her driveway and bring my own camp chair. There's no threat. It's not scary. What if you think Kathy might be crazy? Who cares? I can still go sit in her driveway. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. She's not putting you in her basement. Right. So, I'm just saying it's an easy party. Once again, there's no Tupperware parties. I can't find Tupperware parties. And what am I going to say? I beg to differ. How scrappy what are you willing to do? Because I guarantee you, if I said to you, I don't care if you're Facebook, I'm just going to use home parties as an example because there's a fear. Some of you have a fear of it. Let's just say if I told you, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you sold $10 million of Facebook parties, you've never done a home party, you're afraid to death of it. But if I told you that there was $1 million in your living room tomorrow night, if you went tomorrow afternoon and did a home party somewhere, you figured it out and had a successful home party, that when you got home there was $1 million, I guarantee you every single one of you would find a successful home party and you'd kill it. That's all I'm saying. You're all nodding your heads because you know I'm right. So what does that say? What does that say to you? When you really stop and think about that, what does that say? You can, yeah, that you can be bribed, that you can be brave, that if the motivation is right, you can do anything. Because I guarantee you, there's not one of you that would fail at that. If you knew there was $1 million in your living room sitting on the floor when you got home, if you did a home party successfully tomorrow afternoon, right? Tomorrow afternoon, man, you guys would get it like I've never seen. You guys would be, you'd be out. You would not take no for an answer. You'd be like, okay, she said no, I'm going to find another one because I am not going home until I have this successful Tupperware party. And you'd have the party of a lifetime. It'd be fantastic. You'd be so motivated. You'd be so on top of it. Because what did I say? Desperation is not attractive, but excitement is. You'd be excited, not desperate. Because you'd be like, girl's going home for $1 million, man. Let's have this party. Woo, woo. It's going to be awesome, right? Okay. But I'm just saying, think through what you feel when I tell you that. All of you nodded your head and your eyes all sparkled. What does that say? That says, if you really wanted it bad enough, I promise you, you could do it. But when you don't want it bad enough and you don't want to work that hard and you just want to have an excuse and you just want to whine, then there's no parties, right? And I'm here to be the sweet BS caller. There's lots of parties. When my husband lost his job several years ago, and I had to pay the mortgage and I had to pay all the bills, and I was the fun money. Like I made decent money, but I was the fun money. I was selling 15,000 personal a week doing home parties. I had to recruit because I couldn't, my calendar was so full that I was booking 8 weeks out. I was doing 3 a Saturday and every single day of the week. Do you know why? Because there's lots of parties out there. If you need, I needed the money. I needed to pay my bills. So is there parties out there? Oh yeah, there is. And you guys live in a golden age of, you can do Facebook parties and home parties. I mean, can you imagine if I could have done Facebook parties during the day and home parties at night? I wouldn't have been selling 14,000. I'd have been selling 30,000. I'd have been the Tupperware phenom. But I'm just saying, I didn't even feel like a phenom. I was just working hard. I just needed to make money, and that was what was going to happen, and I was going to do it. And I got scrappy, like there was $1 million, because there was $1 million in my living room when I got home, in the sense that my bills got paid and nobody took my house, and right? And I did it for a year. I worked like a dog. I was crazy. Granted, if you actually go back and think of the hours that I worked, and a normal person works in a 40-hour week, I probably was working like 60 hours a week. So truthfully, I probably worked like, most people do it an 8 to 5 job, but that's beside the point, in the sense that I was working my tail off and I was killing it. I was making money like there was no tomorrow, but I was the only person making money in our house. So, okay. So driveway parties, party swap. What's a party swap? Do you guys know what that is? That's when you go find somebody that sells something else, and I'll do a party for you. You do a party for me. I want to talk about that for a second, because there's rules, and these rules are intense. And if you don't do it right, you fail. And I mean faceplant fail. Like, I don't mean kind of fail. I mean faceplant fail. Every time somebody says, I tried one of those and it didn't work, I always get a sparkle in my eye and my little lip twitches. And I'm like, oh, let me guess. You did this. And like, how'd you know? I'm like, because I know when it fails, you did it wrong. So here's the thing about a party swap. A, don't party swap with Pampered Chef. Okay, let me just say that loud and clear. Why? Because we have competing products. Not all of it, but when you do a Pampered Chef party and your friend buys all their cookware, you're like literally dying 1,000 deaths. She's not going to buy cookware again for the next 15 years, and she isn't going to buy it from you because she just bought some. You just missed out on a huge sale, huge opportunity. She's not going to buy a spatula from you if she buys one from Pampered Chef. She's not. Now, do we have lots of products that don't compete? Yes, I'm a consumer of Pampered Chef. Absolutely. I do buy some of their products. I'm not saying that. But I only buy the ones that we don't have because ours are better. I'm just saying that with love. We have a better warranty. We have a better product. We have a whatever. I mean, I believe that with my heart. I don't believe that because I sell Tupperware. I believe that because it's true. Having been a consumer. Their can openers break and they hurt your hand and give you carpal tunnel. Ours is better. Okay. And their warranty is terrible. But they do have some good products, and they do have some things we don't carry. So for the things that they have that we don't carry, they have some great stuff, right? They have a skinny little spatula that flips pancakes that I like because it's smaller and we don't have a small one right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things like that. So until we come out with one that competes, you what? You're an XPS. Am I speaking your language right now? So, and I, like I said, I'm not anti-pampered chef, but if you're picking somebody to party swap with, that's a poor choice because it's going to end badly for you. Go party with candles, party with jewelry, party with purses, party with jeans, party with chocolate, party with wine. I don't care. There's so many party companies out there. Speak and don't speak necessarily, speak what you know your friends are going to like because you need people to come to your side of the party, right? Because your friends get tired. And I always say you got one shot at your friends and family and then leave them alone. After that, they know you sell Tupperware. Don't be a stalker, right? You give us all a bad name. Please do not be a stalker. I don't want your bad name, right? So don't be a stalker. But you let them know you do it. You have your grand opening party, then you walk away. They won't be supportive. They usually aren't. It's okay. You laughed, but you know what? I am so right. Your friends and family should be the first to support you. They're usually the first to leave you hanging. Okay? So, and I mean that with all the love. They say, you understand, right? I can't do it because, and that's the party you needed that would have pushed you over the edge to get the thing you needed to do. And it's not the person that you can be like, no, I actually don't understand. It's rude, but whatever. That's what you want to say. Instead you go, right? But a stranger made a promise, said they'd do something, and they do it. Friends and family go, oh, you'll be okay. She'll find something else. Thanks. Right? So leave your friends and family alone. What you do invite your friends and family to is the party swap. Let them come buy candles. Let them come buy jewelry. Let them come buy whatever. All you need is a room full of people. I always say my job in a party swap is not to sell the product. I don't actually care how the sales are. I care how many people are in the room. That's my job. My job is to put 8 to 12 bodies in a room. Lots of amens online. Yes, so I'm going to explain how I do it. So my job is to get 8 to 12 people in a room, bodies. Her or his, whoever the consultant is, their job is to sell their product. That is not my job. If I have 12 people in a room and they can't sell them candles, I did my job. It's not my problem. I don't actually even care. I don't even feel sad. They clearly didn't do their job. Her job is not to sell Tupperware to these people. That's my job. Her job is to get me 8 to 12 people in a room. And if I can't sell 8 to 12 people any Tupperware, that's on me. I don't blame her. That's on me. It's my job to sell them Tupperware. It's my job to make them want everything that's there and either book a party, buy it, sign up, whatever. That's my job, right? And I don't have a problem with that job. 12 people don't leave a room and not buy Tupperware. It doesn't happen. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to take ownership of that and be like, clearly I was off my game today, right? So with the party swap, the rules that are super important are A, Tupperware party always happens first. Why do I keep doing this? I'm going to put this over here because clearly I can't hold it at the same time. So Tupperware party always happens first. When somebody comes to me and says, I tried a party swap and it didn't work, my first question is, oh, you must not have had the Tupperware party first. And they go, how'd you know? And I'm like, because I'm a genius like that, right? You know why? Here's why. If I'm going to do a swap with you and you do party light, and I say, I will have a party light party for you if you have a Tupperware party for me, I will hold my side of the deal. You know why? Because I'm an honorable person. And if I say I will do something, I will do it. Because my word matters to me more than almost anything else. What I say is truth. If I can't stand behind my word, I have nothing, right? So the rest of the world doesn't operate with those same principles, sadly. So if I say, oh, that's okay, you can do the party light party first. And so all these people, I invite all these friends. I have this huge whopping party light party, which by the way, I usually have fantastic parties for these people, right? My origami owl party was like a $1,500 party. This lady was singing the happy tune all the way out of my house, right? But if I do the origami owl, let's just say party first, and then I go to her house, she doesn't necessarily have motivation to have a good party for me because I've already done the work. She should have motivation to have a fantastic party for me, but sadly, the world does not operate with the same moral compass that I do. So I'm going to make her have motivation by having the Tupperware party first. Because if I show up to the Tupperware party and she's done no work and she has nobody, I'm canceling the other side of it. I will not do it. Because the deal I make with is I will work hard for you if you work hard for me. So that is me and my moral compass. It's not just I'll have a party for you. I will work hard for you if you will work hard for me. So if I show up and she has a fantastic party, you better bet your bottom dollar I'm going to scratch, claw, and bleed and beg, and I will have a room full of people for her because she did it for me. And if she says, well, nobody wants to come, but they all want a catalog order, that's fine. I'll do the same thing. Which means I'm not going to go get you any orders. That's what that means. The point of a party swap is to bring bodies into the room that I can meet and I can smile at and I can book parties with. If you're just going to go collect orders, I mean, I don't even want your orders, really. I don't care. Like, no, you're not having these parties on the same night. Never have the parties together at the same time, ever. Ever. Here's why you shouldn't have parties together at the same time, ever. I mean, even if it's not a swap, you should never do that. It ends badly for everybody. Because I'm going to come. I'm Christy. I'm coming to Christy's house, and Christy's having this party, and she has what's the food party? No. Tastefully Simple. She's having a Tastefully Simple and a Party Light party. And I'm trying these like what are these, like dips and stuff, right? I'm like, oh, those are kind of fun. But there's this smell over here that's going to end in 2 nights if I don't buy all of it, and I want it, and it won't be back again for heaven knows when, because Party Light does that just like Tupperware does. They're fantastic with that. And I'm like, I love that smell. My whole house needs to smell like that for at least 6 months, right? And I came with a $75 budget or a $50 budget. She's going to get 3/4 of my money, and I'll buy 1 dip for $5.99. Or vice versa. And maybe it's the same experience, right? Whatever it is, whatever budget I came with, I'm going to split it. So nobody, maybe she happened to get a little bit more, or maybe she didn't. Maybe I just split it in half and they both got a $20 order. So these people come, they do the same work, and they both leave with a $200 party, and nobody's happy. The host didn't get anything good. The people are actually the only ones that leave happy, and they only kind of leave happy because they didn't even really get any good deals, because you have to spend some money usually to get some deals, right? I mean, it's just, now, I could have that same party 1 week apart. It could even be on the same paycheck. But mentally, it's like going to Costco. I go to Costco and I walk in and there's a super whammy jammy cool thing and I need it. I don't buy it. I go home and I obsess for the next week. Because you know how it is, and you obsess. It's not even kind of like you think about it every day, morning, noon, and night. Why didn't I buy that thing? I should have bought it. Well, I didn't want to spend it on this paycheck. And then you go back in the same paycheck, and it's either gone or you buy it, but it's in the same paycheck. But you couldn't buy it the first time you went because you had a cart full of groceries and you were already spending $300, right? But because you came back on a separate trip, it was okay to spend an extra 100, even though it's all in the same paycheck. But mentally, it feels different to go back a week later, even if the reason doesn't apply. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with 2 people. If I have these parties a week apart, even if they're the same paycheck, I have a $50 budget at one and I have a $50 budget at the other. But if I have them on the same night, I only have a $50 budget. Why? Because it's mental. This is a mental world, right? So what I usually do is, personally, I try hard to do them almost back to back, almost do them one night after the next. So I'll do like the Tupperware party the first night and the Party Light party the next night, back to back. Now, here's what somebody will try to do. And I don't even always know if it's intentional, but I always throw out, okay, you want to do a party? So, and I find, here's the other really important thing. Don't party with anybody you know or a friend of somebody you know. The point of this is to find a stranger. Everybody goes, oh, well, I have a friend that sells. No. The answer is no. Okay? You're not getting out of your circle enough. Because you know your friend. You probably know some of her friends. Oh, I don't know any of her friends. Doesn't matter. You want it to be a stranger. That's the whole point of this. The point of this is to get completely out of anything that's familiar to you. Because that friend that sells whatever, you might be able to hit her up just to have a party later, right? You don't even have to give her anything for it. Go find somebody that would never have a party with you otherwise. How do you find them? Google. Google knows everything. Google probably listens to you. Google's probably right now hearing you in your home and looking up pampered chef parties or whatever, because we talked about it, right? Google's super smart. I Google, or I go into Facebook and just type in, like I typed in Origami Al Bothell and a Facebook page of somebody who created a business page or a group page who said Origami Al and that she lived in Bothell popped up, right? Craigslist, like there's many things you can type in and find a person. And if you don't, you can try the company's website. Some of the companies will show you people. A lot of them want you to fill out a contact form. Fine, fill out a contact form. Click, I want to have a party. See what happens. Let them send you somebody. Well, it'll be funny if you get somebody in Michigan, but because that happens sometimes. I'm like, fantastic. It's not going to work out for you to come to my home party, but all right. So get somebody you don't know and then say, I want to do a party swap. They will not know what you're talking about. That's lingo I made up. It's gotten worldwide, I will have you to know. I've heard Tupperware people say it, and I made it up, just for the record. I just want you to know that. I made it up. Tupperware party swap. You have to explain to them what it is. If they say no, so that's okay. Can you give me the name of your manager and her phone number? I usually, if I find them online, it has a phone number, I text the phone number and I say, hey, are you still doing Origami Al? Because they always respond to that. They never respond to, do you want to do a party swap? They don't know what it is. And I just get like no answer. But I say, are you still doing Origami Al? Yes, I am. What can I do for you? Oh, do you live in Bothell still? Yeah, fantastic. You know, and then I ask a question. Ask a question you know you're going to get an answer to, right? We're getting to yes, right? So I set up the party swap. I find a consultant that I don't know. It's okay for them to say no, they won't do it or they don't want to. Ask for their manager, climb. Let's say you called a random consultant that was on somebody's team who said, ask me your manager, who's in Christy's team, but it's not Christy, who says, I won't do it. Who gets you to Christy? Christy says, I can't. Who gets you to Amy? Who gets you to Stephanie? At some point, you'll get to somebody who says, I can't, but I have somebody on my team that would like to. You'll get hooked up with somebody, right? So just keep climbing. Who's your manager? Who's your manager? And if it doesn't work out, scrap it. Look for another one. There's a million consultants and everything out there if you look hard enough. Yes. It's kind of the same thing, honestly. It doesn't need to be local, although personally, I would shoot for local if I were you. Because if you can make a local phone contact, even if you're doing Facebook parties, they might know of vendor events that are local to you and things that you can get actually connected with even more so than just Facebook. So I would still, personally, even if I was doing a Facebook party swap, I would still go look for a consultant that is local to me. I mean, make a friend. She might actually decide she wants to add Tupperware to her repertoire. You know, and you know what happens when they add Tupperware, right? They eventually ditch the other thing and we end up with them. But it's fine. They sometimes want it as a discount, and that's fine. You know. Yes. If they want to join at some point later or something doesn't work out for them, local is always better. So, I mean, that I would personally do the same kind of searching to find whether it's a Facebook party. I would highly recommend doing both. Do a home party swap and do a online one. Just do a different company when you do online so you don't tick off your brand new friend that you just made. So it's successful when you so you have to do the Tupperware party first, right? If you do the Tupperware party first and they don't do any work and you show up and there's nobody, bail on them, go find a different consultant and do it again. Start over. When I'm negotiating, I always say, okay, how about if we do the Tupperware party on June 26th and the party light party on June 27th? And they say, oh, that doesn't work. And they throw back different dates to me. I say back, oh, that doesn't work for me. And I throw back dates until I win. I can play that game all day long. Oh, that doesn't work for me. How about? Oh, that doesn't work for me. How about? And I play until the Tupperware party always wins first. I don't tell them that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if they're smart enough to figure it out or they are. It doesn't matter. I can win. I can play that game till I win. And if they say, "Oh, I would totally do that, but I can't have the Tupperware party through 3 months," that's okay. I'll go. I'll put you on my maybe list. I'm looking for somebody that wants to party with me this month because it's Tupperware's birthday month. So I'm going to look for somebody else, and I'll get back to you if I can't find somebody. Oh, then they go, oh, I'm losing a lead. Oh, I don't know if maybe I could squeeze you in if you could do it in. Well, oh, so you did want to squeeze me in. Funny. Or they said, there's no way I could do the Tupperware party for you, but I could do the party light party for you next week. Funny, right? So if you can do the party light party for me next week, you can do the Tupperware party next week. I'm just going to throw that out there. If you can have a party, you can do a party. It's the same. So if you don't want to clean your house, find a restaurant, find a friend's house, find a whatever. I have bartered with my best friend, just for the record. Poor thing. She wanted to have a party for something and asked me if I knew anybody. And I said, hold that thought. I'm going to get a party out of this. So I went and found somebody that was willing to do a party swap. But my best friend did the Usborne Kids book party and I got the Tupperware party. And I was like, I'll come. Because she was like, I want to do it was like something like that or a bag, 31 bags or something. I don't know what it was, but I totally worked it. So if you have a friend you know wants to do a party for another company, work a party swap out of it. But never, ever, ever, ever have a party of any kind without getting a Tupperware party for it. Here's why. It takes time and energy to be a host. It actually takes way more time and energy to be a host than it does to actually do the party. we're better at the other side of it. If you're going to give something that kind of time and energy, you need a return in your business for it. So you need to have a Tupperware party. So that's super, super, super important. So those are kind of my key pieces of training. If you do a party swap right, and you can do about 2 of them a year, maybe 3, but 2 really successfully, right? Any much more than that, you burn your friends out. I mean, if you have a big, huge group of friends and you know there's other people you can invite that didn't come, then maybe it's different. But really, you can successfully do about 2. Way back when, I did 2 party swaps, and you're going to laugh at me because one of them was Pampered Chef. It was before I knew better. And one was Usborne Kids Books. Okay. And it was really because I had snapped a stone and I wanted another stone. So it was purely logistical. I would never do that now, but then I went into Excel and did like an org chart. You know how you can do org charts just to see how many parties I booked off it. In 3 months off of the Usborne Kids book party, I was at 42 parties booked off of it and a recruit. And I think I didn't track the Pampered Chef one for a few months. It was like maybe 6 months. And I was like 50 some parties booked off of it, 2 recruits. And there was something else. I can't remember when, like a fundraiser or 2. And I just did it like an org chart. So you could see like one party, 3 parties off of it. This party, you know, whatever. This one flaked. This chain died. This one kept going. This one I signed up. So she got the party. So it shows it, you know, and you can see the little legs off of it. Not too long ago, I think it was like a year ago, I was cleaning out files and I found those org charts and I just sat and smiled at them. Like I still can remember those parties. And I partied off them for years and years and years. I could track so many people back to some of those parties, like consultants on my team years and years later. Like huge, right? 2 parties. It was 2 party swaps. I did Usborne Kids Books parties because JC, who's 17 now, was 2. And I was like, okay, kids books. Which, by the way, you couldn't pay me to sell that. Oh, books are heavy. They haul in those things. They look like they're going to break. And then you buy the books and you buy 7 books and you spent $40. Right? And I'm like, 7 books is a lot. So she leaves and you've had a $300 party and she had to haul in like 1,500 pounds of books. And I'm like, that just looks so unattractive to me. I love the books. It's a great company. I was like, racks and racks of clothing. The clothing people buy $5,000 to $10,000 of inventory at a time. I don't understand that. And they're constantly having sample sales because they have all the last season stuff. And I'm like, once again, not knocking them. They're great clothes, but I would never sell it because I feel like it's hard. Anything that looks hard to me is like, ugh. Plus anything you have to invest that much money in to start feels anti-female. And I say that with love. But it's like anti-women in business as far as you shouldn't have to. We're trying to create something that anybody can do, like a stay-at-home mom who has no money, who does $39 to try to start something. Anybody can start, and you were expecting her to go take a loan out for $5,000 to $10,000, like anti all of the things that. Anyway, whatever. So, sidebar. Okay, so I did post this morning. If you didn't see it, go look. I post on how to do an instant party. Did you guys see that? And it has the word choices and what you say and what you text and the questions you ask. But you can have a party that's today or tomorrow. It's called an instant party. It's another great way to build your business. They're very fun and actually usually very successful. Why is that? Because your friends don't know what they're doing 3 Tuesdays from now. You asked me, Stephanie and I were just having a discussion this morning of what was happening at the end of May about something. And I was like, I can't remember. I think I'm busy, but I don't know. Like I was trying to remember what was happening a particular week or trying to plan something. But I know what I'm doing this whole week. I know what I'm doing this entire week. And I know that on Saturday, my daughter has district softball game. And I know these things, right? I know I'm home. They're trying to, what I'm going to be doing this whole entire week is shipping out prizes for like an entire week. But I know what I'm doing this week. I know what I'm doing next week even. After that, sketchy. So when you invite somebody to something, if you call them, you can within 30 minutes know whether you have enough friends to come to a party or not. What are you doing tomorrow? Because we all know what we're doing tomorrow. Or we know whether we're busy or not. What are you doing in 3 weeks? Maybe I'll come. Sure. Put me as a yes. Which means I have no idea. I might get around to it. Vendor events. This is the season. They're out there, right? That's why our room's a little quieter today than normal. There's a lot of vendor events going on. A lot. That's okay. That's a good thing. A vendor event is not a place to go sell inventory. A vendor event is a place to use if you have some inventory. What is inventory? What did I tell you this morning? A bribe. That's all it is. It's a bribe. You're trying to book parties, right? That's what you're trying to do at a vendor event. Book parties and build your team. You're using the Tupperware that you have to pull the people in. That's all. Because if you don't have a conversation with them, you're never going to book a party, right? And they're never going to join your team. So all that inventory that you have is a bribe. So what I don't want to see is pictures of massive, like $20,000 of inventory. Okay. I'm going to be like, what are you doing? Why are you stockpiling inventory? Get rid of it. Get rid of it at a vendor event and use it to book parties. If you book a party, you can pick something out of I always used to put a box down at the bottom. I'd have my display and then I'd have a bargain box at the bottom and I would say bargain bin, and you book a party, you get to pick something out of here for 25% off the lowest mark price, just once again, it's a bribe. They see this bowl that they've always wanted. If I book a party, I can have this for $17. Yes, I'll put your name on it and I'll bring it to your party. Don't give it to her right there. Make sure that you have to show up. Where do you find vendor events? Google knows everything. Google knows everything. Okay, Google it. Craigslist it. Go to the local Chamber of Commerce websites, city websites. There's street fairs. There's vendor fairs. There's churches doing bazaars. Use all of those words in your search. Keep searching. Right? Don't pay for some. There's some companies that make these lists of bazaars and they want to charge you. Okay, that's a scam. Google will find it for free. It's all out there because those events are marketing. Trust me, they want people to come. So it's out there. Okay. Okay, so here's another thing. You can have a snow party or a sunshine party. So whenever it used to snow, and I'm saying snow because there's other places in the world, in the U.S., that it's actually been snowing recently in our U.S., not here, not in my little happy place, but give us a week. Who knows? Washington's crazy. Snow party. So what happens is people freak out and go, it's snowing, I have to cancel the party. Oh no, we're having a snow party. Everybody that shows up because it's snowing gets a free piece of Tupperware valued at $10 or more or something. I don't even care. Just go into your garage and get something. Go buy go get some old dating bowls or something. They're all worth $8 to $10, whatever. Everybody that comes, we're having a snow party. Make it a celebration. We're having a snow party. It's snowing. It's so exciting. We're having a party. You can have a sunshine party. Do the same thing. It's sunny out. We're so excited the sun came out. We're having a sunshine party. Everybody that comes to this Tupperware party is going to bring home a free bowl. Listen, they might have already been bringing home a free bowl, but they don't know that, right? Because make it a celebration. If you think it got sunny and everybody's going to go away for the weekend or going to go gardening or going to do whatever and not show up, then celebrate whatever it is you're afraid of. You see what I'm saying with that? So now it becomes a sunshine party. You can do that on Facebook too. It's a sunshine party. It's sunny where I live and I love sunshine, so we're going to celebrate. Or it's snowing where I live, and so everybody that attends and plays, give everybody a reason to celebrate whatever it is that might be slowing them down. If you're getting no attendance on your Facebook party, or nobody's talking, they're all said they'd come and it's like dead. Oh my gosh, it's sunny here. We're going to have a sunshine celebration, right? Everybody that places an order today because it's sunny in Washington is going to get a free gift with their order. I don't know, whatever you want to do. You're trying to create it. If they never participate, you never get anything, right? And if it's dead, you got to come up with a reason. You got to come up with I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, what's happening? I know. Okay, backyard party. Have a party in your backyard. Ask people if they'll have a party in their backyard. Some people will respond no to party, but they'll respond yes to a backyard party because they go, I don't have to clean my house. I'll have a backyard party for you. Clearly asking to have a party meant that it could have been in their backyard, but they don't always think. We have to sometimes think for everybody else, okay? We can't assume that they use that beautiful little brain that they have. So sometimes we have to just say it, right? Or have at a restaurant party. Have the party at a restaurant. Reserve a room at a restaurant. A lot, like Mexican restaurants are my favorite because they bring chips and salsa all night long, right? They do. And everybody buy an appetizer tray, $20 on an appetizer tray, and then everybody can order drinks and dinner as they please. They can come as they want, leave as they want. You can usually, a lot of those places, like pizza houses or Mexican restaurants or things like that, will have like a separate room you can reserve. Those are great places to do it. If they don't have a separate room, but they have a big table in the back, then reserve that. You'll get orders from other people in the restaurant if you do that, by the way. I get stopped all the way in and all the way. Do you have a catalog? Do you have a catalog? And I always bring him a catalog and say, if you order today while I'm here, you get a bonus gift. Oh, yeah, come on over, sit with us. I don't care. I mean, you're the one running the party. It's your party. You can do whatever you want. They don't always want to come join, but they do want a catalog. But give them a reason to not just take your catalog home. Say, oh my gosh, if you bring me the order before you leave today, I'll have a free gift for you. Well, you who's shopping while she's eating, right? Right? Put your catalogs in hair salons. When you get your hair, who goes under the dryer? Am I the only person that goes under the little dryer? I hate the dryer. So boring, right? I go under the dryer every time I get color because this blonde doesn't happen on its own. It did when I was little, but I grew out of it. So I go under the dryer. I grab whatever's next to me, right? Usually the most boring magazines ever. I would much rather be shopping happily, right? People on the airplane pull out the little shopping magazines and look and see if there's anything they might want to buy while they're on an airplane, right? Get on a plane, hand out catalogs. One for you. Put a sticky note on the front of it that says, I'm sitting in seat 23D. If you have your order for me before the plane lands, I'll have a bonus gift for you. What if they don't? What if they do? Doesn't hurt. You don't have to give one to everybody on the plane, but you can be like, whoo, 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 all the way down the aisles. Yes. Whatever you want. Whatever you have a stash of. Whatever you feel like doing. If you use a regular catalog, they have more opportunity to shop. Right? There's a bigger selection if it's a long flight. I'm saying if a party light lady or even probably a pampered chef person or a something I like, right? It has to be something I like. Handed me a catalog and said, I'm in seat 23D, and if you bring me an order before the flight ends, I can almost guarantee you my credit card and order form would be filled out. I would go potty and I would drop it off. Here's my order. I hope I get a free gift. Oh, yes, I do. I would buy something. I like free stuff. I'd find something I need. I would happily give that order up. I'm just saying. So give yourself an opportunity. Where are you going to be in life, right? And what is it? Desperation's not contagious, but excitement is contagious. And when you're happily handing that out saying, oh my gosh, I know you want some free stuff, right? I'm just saying. By the way, people can be bribed with Tupperware. I always keep smidgets and things in my, like I got on a first class seat with a pack of smidgets, I'm just going to say. I gave the little lady at the desk, I was like, listen, if you can get me in first class, there's totally some Tupperware in it for you. She was like, for real? I'm like, for real. I've got it in my bag. Cutest Tupperware you ever did see. She's like, I'm going to work on that for you. Bingo, my name got called. I came up and I was like, let me get you a first class. She's like, yeah. I'm like, I have something for you. And she's like, you are the best. I'm like, no, you're the best. Okay. I'm like, it was a win. Very few times do I give away smidgets or keychains, but that was so worth it. Yes. Oh, how much do I bring to a party, and does it change with the restaurant party to a home party? Yeah, the restaurant party is a little bit harder to bring all your stuff, because what I actually do is I bring all my stuff just because my stuff stays, it's always the same. I just don't pull it all out of the bag. So I might leave the bag at the end of the table and I pull 2 pieces of fridge smart instead of the whole set, or you know what I mean? Or I talk about something and then I pass it around and it goes all the way around the table, and then I take it and put it off to the side. Yes, either you bring less. There's less you can display unless you want salsa all over your table. But I did do a whole series of cute little old ladies and bar parties. I had no idea such a thing existed. I killed it. Middle of the day parties in the most random junky bars you've ever met in your entire life. Like ripped seats. These women loved their bar. They go there every Monday or whatever. Dude, I partied for 6 months with little old ladies and bar parties. I was showing up in the worst dive bars you've ever been in, and they are drinking at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, I hope this is not me someday. But they were the cutest little things. But those girls could put down the alcohol, and they were buying. One of them, every time she came, she bought a pasta keeper and something else, because she was buying them for everybody for Christmas, and she was doing it 1 month at it. And they'd be like, okay, who's having the next one? And who's having the next one? I literally partied off them for months. Yes. Show up. They would just all meet at the bar, and I showed up. They would call. A lot of times, if it's a restaurant or bar, they call ahead of time and let them know that they're doing it, so that they know that they want to reserve a little area or whatever. These ladies were regulars, so they all knew everybody. I just met one of them at an actual party, and then she said, would you come do it at this whatever bar? I don't want to have it at my house. I'm like, sure. And then it just took on a life of its own. I've done quite a few parties in bars, actually. It's actually fine unless the music gets really loud, but these were like dive bars, like fantastic bars, like super fantastic. No, I wasn't in Bothell. I was in like Marysville and Arlington, and I can just tell you all of the lovely bars. I know them all. I've been in them all. The bartender's like, "You want something?" No, I'm good. Maybe Diet Pepsi or something. I mean, literally, I could probably find some pretty epic bars in Bothell too if I wanted to. But anyway, I'm just saying people limit them. So I was having those during the day. So I was partying during the day and I'd go eat lunch and then I would leave and go to do it one at night. I was actually doing 2 a day when I was doing those because I was like, well, if I'm already out and I've got all my stuff, I just packed 2 prize bags, 2 catalog bags and 2 prize bags. So one bag is full of prizes for the party, like giveaways and stuff and all the catalogs. And then I packed a whole nother bag full of, I just brought double the catalogs because I didn't want to get done with the party and have to resort it all and put that's what I do at home while I'm watching Law and Order, right? So I wanted it to be too clean, crisp. And I just dumped everything that was not used into said bag, put it in and grabbed a new fresh bag and I'll deal with that later. Because you have catalogs and inside my catalog, I don't do anything fancy at my parties. Some people have folders and fancy things and whatever. And I've done all of those things. I opt not to because it's all time and I don't have enough time. And I found that nobody bought anymore with a folder. Died. Buy Bic because they write the best. If your pen doesn't write well, they won't keep it. BIC, Bic. They write the best. They cost a few pennies more. It's worth the pennies. You could probably. I just went to a local print shop and said, how much for 100 pens or 200 pens? It's cheaper the more you buy. And they're like, I don't know, 52 cents a pen or something. You know what I mean? Whatever. And I printed my name, my website, and my phone number. And when somebody pulls out of their purse 3 years later, it's a win. Right? And you can do things like I know Stephanie's famous for this. She takes, whenever she pays at a restaurant, she takes their pen and puts her pen inside and leaves it. She does. She may or may not put 10 or 12 extra pens in every time. Here's the thing. Do you read? Here's the thing. When you sign your bill and the pen reads something, are you a nosy Parker like me? Do you go like this and read the pen? Because I do. Landscape company. Wonder how this pen got in here, right? Because I'm curious. Right? Right. So if they disappear, it should have your name and number and website on it, right? Okay. That makes that little 52-cent investment super fantastic. I buy pens 300 to 500 at a time. Then I can freely give them away and I don't really care. You write that off. It's a marketing expense. It's all a write-off. Is it an investment? Yes. When you make that first investment, you're going to invest several $100s in your business. You have to choose to do that. Granted, you'll have pens for forever, but then you're freely writing and put it, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not saying you need to do that if you're a brand new consultant, you don't have enough cash to put into your business yet. I'm not saying that, but at some point to create investment, little things, right? Because people keep pens. They don't always keep business cards, but they keep pens. Just make sure, that's why I say pay a little extra and buy a Bic because they write better. And if the pen doesn't write well, they toss it. So if you cheap out on the pen, it's not doing what you need it to do. Okay. I think, and the last thing I want to talk about with that is networking events, networking meetings. So you guys all know what a networking meeting is, networking event? There are many companies that run networking events. You can join them. There's Chamber of Commerce's, there's eWomen, there's InSpark, there's one in Bothell called Beer and Networking or something. There's let me think. What is it? Heart. What was it called? Do you remember, Stephanie? Heartlink, maybe? Heartlink Networking. It was a women networking thing. There's a whole bunch of, there's guy, I'm saying women ones because those are the ones I tended to join, but there's guy ones too. There's all kinds of, Chamber of Commerce is more men than it is women. So if you do local, and I wasn't really sure what to think of the Chamber of Commerce the first time I went. I was like, it's going to be full of bankers. Hey, guess what? Bankers eat. Bankers have wives. Bankers, real estate agents. There was all kinds of, but there was restaurant owners. There was, trying to think of all the people. I met so many people, so many cool people over the year. So when I had the grand opening event here, there was 10, 15 people that all had known me from 10 plus years of networking. They walked in, they were all just friends, right? They all knew me. They just came because they love me. Because I wanted to put a face to Tupperware when I started networking. I was like, people say Tupperware and they don't know who to find. You know how many times I get tagged when somebody does, do you know anybody that sells Tupperware? I'll get tagged by 15 different people in the same post. It's hilarious, actually, because I put a face to Tupperware. That was my goal. I was trying to put a face in the local area to Tupperware because nobody knew where to find Tupperware. I succeeded. I did it, a big portion of it, by going to networking events and putting a face to Tupperware. A lot of the networking events will do things what they call networking luncheon or networking breakfast. You pay $20 to come and breakfast or lunch is included or whatever. I mean, the price is different based on the event. And you sit down at a table, and let's say there's 10 people at a table, and everybody gets to do a 60-second infomercial. I'm going to tell you what to say just so you all know, okay? I'm going to give this to you. Are you ready? Are you listening? Are you taking notes? Because if you don't know what to say, this is hard. And people go, I sell Tupperware. Do you need some? You know? So here's what you say. You say, hi, my name is Kristen. I'm your local Tupperware lady, Tupperware chick, whatever you want to call me, right? You don't have to say that exact thing, but say, I know most of you think about Tupperware as plastic bowls and tumblers. And although we have the coolest plastic bowls and tumblers in the world, we actually have all kinds of new innovation. Like we have containers that triple the life of your produce. We have grills that cook your food in the microwave. They grill it, they brown it in the microwave, but the microwaves don't actually touch the food. It only grills it. A perfect referral for me is someone that, if you know someone that is looking to get healthy, who's gone on a diet recently, who's trying to eat fresh, who is tired of eating out, who is any of those healthy choices is something that they're really working hard on right now. That's a perfect referral for me, as I have some great products that can really help enhance what they're doing and can lessen their grocery bill and their food costs. Once again, my name is Kirsten with Tupperware. Thanks. Okay, that was less than 60 seconds. I don't know how many seconds it was. And you can time yourself, do it a few times, time yourself and see how many seconds, and add a little bit to it if you want. Here's the thing. If I tell you, my name is Kristen with Tupperware, and I say, I'm looking for anybody that, eats and whatever, nobody comes to mind. You don't think of anybody. If I am a financial planner and I'm going to go network and I say, I'm a financial planner, and you just shut off if you don't need anything like that. Or you run because they scare you, because that happened to me. Usually I'm like, hey, don't look me in the eyes. I don't want to talk to you. 41 seconds. So there you go. I could have said more. I usually will take a business card and pass it around. Everybody gets a business card, and I'll tape a citrus peeler to it so that my business card stands out in their pile when they take it home. And they go home, and if their wife says, hey, where'd you get that? Oh, look, there's a Tupperware girl. She was really cool. She said she had containers that triple the life of your produce, right? Because I'm trying to start a conversation. But back to the financial planner. If I say I'm a financial planner and I just say, a good referral for me is, anyone that's looking to financially plan, blah, blah, blah. Listen, if you don't think you have anything to financially plan, you shut off the minute they say financial planner and you haven't heard anything they've said. You're thinking about what you're going to say when it's your turn. If I say, I'm going to test this on you guys. Okay, so listen to me. Hi, my name is Kirsten. I'm a financial planner. A perfect referral for me is a female who's recently had a death in her family and has come into a large amount of money, doesn't know what to do with it, or has just recently changed jobs and has left a husband, doesn't have a lot of money, but needs to financially plan for the future because she's encountering all kinds of situations she hasn't had to encounter in her life before. Or one of my other specialties is anybody that has recently had to go through bankruptcy and they're starting fresh with their financial plans and they need some adjustments on how do they work on rebuilding their credit and financially securing their future. So if any of those are things that somebody that you know that would need help, that is something that I specialize in as a financial planner, and I'd love the introduction so that I can help them with their future. Once again, my name is Kirsten and I'm a financial planner and I work for ABC Corp. Thank you for your time. Now, did all of you just in your mind think of people that might need my services? Do you see the difference in what I said? Because I gave you a perfect referral for me as examples. So when I say a perfect referral for me in Tupperware is somebody that's looking, started trying to eat healthy, is working on losing weight, has started running, is eating more produce, is dieting, whatever the different things you come up with, you immediately go, oh, my sister started running and she's trying to lose weight. And oh, my friend at work is all of a sudden bringing veggies to work. And all these people start popping into your mind. But before that, I said, I sell Tupperware and everybody's a referral to me because everybody eats. Nobody pops into my mind. Do you see the difference? So that's why when you're going to network, it's really important that you talk like that. How you talk matters as far as what kind of response you want. And in a networking group, you're trying to get them, not necessarily to sell to them. They may not need you. They do, but we'll just pretend like they don't. They may not need you, but you want them to say, I've got 5 people that I want to totally introduce you to, right? Because I want to help you. And the point of networking is not to sell to this person, but to let everybody know what my services are so we can refer each other. That's the point of networking. So I have a sister who needs your her husband just died and she needs your financial help. And I really instinctively like you. So I'm going to set you up with my sister. Does that make sense? Then you don't feel attacked like everybody's here trying to sell me something. It's not really like that. It's more that we're all networking to see how we can be better together. Okay, thank you. See you. So networking groups are huge. So I would highly recommend joining a networking group. Don't pay a fortune to join one. See if you can visit a couple of their networking sessions for free or for the entrance fee to go to the networking event, because there's always a fee to go to the event, but not join the association, because there's usually an association charge, like Chamber of Commerce has a yearly charge that costs to be part of it. And then in addition to that, you pay a luncheon fee for the networking lunches. Chambers, be careful with chambers. They're fantastic, but they also have these non-networking events where they're like talking about the community rail bus system that's coming in, and you have to listen to the governor for 2 hours, and then there's a little bit of networking afterwards. Don't go to that meeting. It's horrible. Okay. Like if you want to die the boring death, right? So go to the ones that are specifically like called networking events, luncheon, or, you know what I mean? Or speed networking, or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. Go to that. That's really what you're looking for. There may be somebody comes and does a 5-10 minute talk in the middle. That's fine. But you want networking to be the primary thing. So that's another huge thing that you can do to grow your business. Any questions about that, about networking? You can, I don't necessarily give everybody a catalog, but you can have some so that if somebody goes, hey, I'd really like a catalog, you could give it to them. I had a tendency to buy citrus peelers because they're super cheap. What are they, like 15 cents a piece or something? Super cheap. And I would tape to my business card a citrus peeler to everyone, and then I would pass them around. Because when it's your turn to talk, when you go around the table and there's 10 people at your table or whatever, you grab your business cards and you hand them, and they grab one and pass it around while you're talking. And then when it's the next person's, they grab their business cards and hand them around, and everybody does it. And then what happens is you usually get the opportunity, and the ones that I've been experienced with, to network with about either 3 tables of 8 or 3 tables of 10 usually. You stand up at the end of the 10 minutes, they blow a little whistle, you stand up, and they have a system for counting off, and you get up and you go to a different table. So you usually end up getting to network with 3 separate tables. And then it's over, and there's like time to talk, and then the people that you wanted to connect with, you get done and you walk over and go, hey, now tell me a little bit more about what you do, because I feel like I might know somebody that needs to. So that's when you're doing at the end. The beginning and the end is when you really kind of make the connections. The middle is when you get your name out there. I'm just telling you this so you understand what these look like, because people get afraid to go to things because they don't know what it's. Networking event, what's going to happen, what does that mean, and then they don't go, or they go and they're not prepared, right? Yeah, because you don't know what to do. Exactly. So I want you to know what it's going to look like and feel like. And it's really not scary. It's a little intimidating the first time you do it just because you don't know what you're doing. And so you feel a little intimidated. The people in the networking events, there's always a greeter, and they're super friendly, and they bring you in. Oh, it's your first time. Let me introduce you to so-and-so. They're really friendly like that. And they really are about more members and everybody loving and helping each other, because these kind of events don't work unless you do that. If you're all about like, I'm only going to sell Tupperware, I'm not going to help anybody else, and I'd be like, hey, listen, you just asked for a referral for this, and at the other table, when I was just at, there's a guy, you need to go see him afterwards, because you would, I was totally connecting people all the time, and I just made friends. And I'm telling you, I mean, years and years and millions of dollars in business I can track back to the time I invested. And mine were, I think, once or twice a month, these networking events for, I mean, I don't even think they were 2 hours, hour and a half, maybe. I don't even know if it might have been just an hour, because these are business people. Not all of them have the time to be gone for hours and hours at a time. So they were quick and dirty, but you got breakfast or lunch, right? You got connected, and huge for my business, right? Huge. So just something to, you had window companies and garage door repair shops, and like you literally had everything. But when I needed something, I always knew exactly who I wanted to go to, because I had a friend that I met networking, and we'd gone a million events together, and I thought he was super cool, but he was a garage door repair company, and my garage door wasn't broken. Do you know what I'm saying? I might have referred him to somebody whose garage door was broken, but as soon as mine broke, I knew exactly who I was going to call. I wasn't opening Google or opening Yellow Pages or calling a friend or begging for a referral on Facebook. I went straight to, I'm going to talk to him. He might have been twice as expensive as the other guy. I didn't even know. I just liked him. We like to buy from people we know and trust. And that's huge. So I'm just saying, from a personal standpoint, networking was huge. And once again, there's no parties. I can't find any parties. What do I say? There's lots of parties. You just have to get out there, and you have to do some things that are out of your comfort. It was totally out of my comfort zone the first couple times I did it. I'm going to tell you, I did it with fear and trepidation. I was like, oh, and I did not know what I was getting into, but it turned out to be huge. My Chamber of Commerce always let people give away drawings, prizes, and they announced you from stage. So just because I made it to 3 tables, there was 15 tables in the room. So that means there was quite a few tables that I didn't get to see. So they announced my name and my drawing prize. I just put a few, a bowl, a tumbler, or something. I just threw some random stuff in a bag, put a gift bag in it, and put my business card in it and gave it away. But they announced, this is from Kirsten at Tupperware. So the whole room knew that Kirsten from Tupperware was in the room. Because what was I trying to do? I was trying to put a face to Tupperware. And I succeeded. No, only the people I networked with at my tables. There was probably 150 people in the room, and I maybe gave the card to 30 people. Because I was usually at 3 tables of 10. Now, I had a few more, so if I ran into people or somebody said, hey, come here, Kirsten, you got to meet this guy. She wants Tupperware. I had somebody walk right up to me, my very first chamber event. I think it was my first, maybe my second, but I think it was my first. She said, hi, my name is Kari. She said, I'm a real estate agent. And I said, hi, Kari. Okay, I didn't need to buy a house. So she said, what can I do to help your business? And I said, really? And she goes, yeah. And I said, you could have a Tupperware party. She goes, let's do it. I go, okay. Her and I became fast friends. She had a fantastic Tupperware party for me that I partied off for years. Maybe 6, 7, 8 years later, when I needed to buy a house, who did I call? My best buddy, Kari. Kari made a fortune off me because I bought the house next door. She only had to walk across the street and show it to me. I'm just going to say, for a real estate agent, I was a dream, because usually we got to look at 42,000 houses and whatever. I said, I want to buy the next door house. Show me the inside of it. Yep, that's the one I want to buy. Write up an offer. Right? Do you think having that Tupperware party for me and walking up and saying, how can I help your business, was a good move on her part? Yeah, I think so. It was a $515,000 house. I don't know what their percentage is, but I'm thinking she made a lot of money off that. Do you know what I'm saying? I honestly think you take whatever her percentage was, right? Okay, let's just say it's 10. What's 10% of 500,000? $50,000? I think that was a great Tupperware party investment on her part, right? And we became great friends, right? She referred me to millions of people. I referred her all over the place, right? Her and I are still friends. Love her. She's a great real estate agent. If you need one, I can totally hook you up. But once again, I didn't need a real estate agent at that time. So at that moment, there was nothing I could give back to her other than a referral if I knew somebody. And yet she invested in me, and I turned around and invested in her later. So I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give you examples of ways you can build your business. And this is a relationship business. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over and over again. This is a relationship business. Build relationships, and I'm telling you, this business will grow. Okay? Questions about any of that? Okay. A couple more things I'm going to talk about, and then we will call this quits. Does anybody have any questions before I move on? No? It's recorded, and I said it. So we're gonna post this recording, so you can go back and play it if you want and type it out. Or some wonderful person might have already online heard me and typed my words out. But this is going to be recorded, so we'll post it. Okay, and then something else I want to talk about that's disturbing to me. And I say this with a love in my heart. I keep hearing this, and so this is why it's disturbing to me, is somebody will tell me, they had all these parties, right? And they had these great sales, and the next month their parties are dry. They have no parties. I don't understand that. At the core of who I am, I do not understand that. You should be booking 2 to 5 parties off of every single party, whether it's a home party or whether it's a Facebook party. Now, does that not mean that every once in a while there's a random party where there's no bookings? Yes, it happens. It happened to me too. But as a rule, as a standard rule, and I've been partying for 18 years, I booked 2 to 5 parties off of every party. When I did, and I have done Facebook parties. I know I talk a lot about home parties because that is where my vast experience comes from. And I run my Facebook parties like a home party when I do them because that's what I know and love. It's just who I am. When I held Facebook parties, I booked 5 parties off of it. And I think 2 or 3 of them were home parties, right? Ironically. I drove to Chelan for a home party off of a Facebook party because I could. So I don't understand how you can have a whole calendar full of parties and then no parties. What does that tell me? That says that something that you're doing isn't quite right. And I don't mean that meanly to anybody. I want to correct it for you so that your business will flourish. Because you work so hard to get these parties, you shouldn't have no bookings off of it. You shouldn't be constantly working to get parties. I just gave you a million ideas on how to book parties and things you can do. I'm going to also later today when I go back home, because I'm home. You're going to hear me say that all day too. It's so exciting. I'm home. Never loved home so much in my life. I'm home. I'm going to go through and besides just getting caught up, I'm going to book and repost. Like I posted the instant party this morning. I'm going to repost some 100 ways to book parties, some different things for you guys, ways to book parties, because I've got more documents I can post. Some will be reposting, but bringing them fresh I'll probably freshen them up a little bit. But I want to correct that you should never have a dry calendar if you have parties on your calendar. So what that tells me is if you've got parties and you're not booking parties off of it, then your focus is only on selling. Usually it's only on selling. I could say selling and recruiting, but I can guarantee you it's probably only selling. Can you recruit yourself out of a business? Yes, and that's okay. If that's happening and you're just recruiting everybody and you're building your team like crazy, then go find new parties and I'm okay with that, okay? But my problem is that 99% of that is not the case. It's you're doing parties and you're not understanding how to book parties off of that. And the problem is that makes this a hard business. If you're always looking for parties, that makes this a hard business. And I don't want this to be a hard business for you. This shouldn't be a hard business for you. So I want you to really think about the party and think about the fact that there's 3 main things that have to happen in a party. You have to sell Tupperware, you have to book parties, and you have to recruit. And it's really a third, and not in chunks. It's all sprinkled and interacted the whole time. But you have to give people a reason to book a party. What's the why? Why would they want to book a party? And then you have to close the deal. And I was talking to, I think it was Kim McGee last week before. Wouldn't have been last week because I was in Orlando, so it was probably the week before. And I love to have one-off conversations with directors and just ask them pointed questions. And I asked them, so tell me about this. Kim is always booking parties off of her parties, always. I met Kim at a home party and I trained her at a home party, and she just does home parties, but she also runs Facebook parties. And she said, I run my Facebook parties like home parties. And I'm like, you run them like I would if I was doing them. She puts a picture of her family at the front, introduces herself. This is who I am, really makes it personal. She calls everybody to get their credit card, right, at the end of the order. So she gets their order and she makes a personal phone call. She upsells on that personal phone call. Oh my gosh, you missed out on getting this purchase that you qualified for. Did you want to throw that on? And then she says, and she either messages or says, every time she gets the total of the order, also, would you like to have a party? So in addition to the why that she's created with posts and the interaction and the games and whatever, she asks again one more time, every single person. Even if they've said no, she asks one more time after she tells their order. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if you do the same exact thing. Yes. You once again also have a calendar full of parties. Yes. So Chrissy isn't always telling me how she has no parties. She's not, and notice Chrissy always has great sales. She recruits, she's building her business. And I don't hear Chrissy telling me every day, I don't have any parties. I don't have any parties. Because she's booking parties off of her parties. Because the hardest work is getting the first few parties, and then you keep partying, right? And you're going to recruit some people, and then you'll give the bookings off of that, and that's okay. That's an okay reason to have to go look for more parties, right? But you should not have a calendar full of parties and then have none, unless you have 15 new recruits. And if you do, then bless you, and I will help you find more parties, right? But that's unfortunately not usually the case. I know Janelle does the exact same thing. When she does her Facebook parties, she totals order, thanks them for their business, and then says, also, would you like to earn your own free and half price Tupperware by I know with Facebook parties, you say, I'll do all the work, you get the free stuff, or, there's some cute little saying. I don't even know what it is. I can get one of you guys to post your words. It doesn't matter. It's this, I could make it up. It's just like at a home party when they come and total their order, right? Or when I go around and play the dating game. Would you like to play my game? Would you like to play my game? I'm asking every single person if they want to have a party, right? That's why I'm booking. I give them a why during the party. I'm showing them Fridge Smart. I show them what's on sale. Here's what you buy today. Here's what you have a party to get for free and half price. If Fridge Smart's not on sale, then they need Fridge Smart. I really, really sell Fridge Smart hard and say, hosts can earn this for free and half price. You don't just sell hard what's on sale. Otherwise, they place an order and they go home happy. You sell what's free and half price, right? So Fridge Smart, Vent and Serve, Cookware. Do you know the reason why we give managers cookware? Because everybody needs a piece of cookware in your house. If you don't have one, when you step up, you get one when you step up to manager. Do you know why we do that? It's not just to give you cookware. It's because it's cookware of dreams. Okay. If you don't have it, you don't understand that it's the cookware of dreams. When you have it, you realize it is. You'll never sell it. You'll never sell a piece. You'll never sell a set for half price if you don't own it in your kitchen. I don't think I know anybody that sold it without owning any. When you have a piece and you fall in love with it, it's sort of like going and watching that movie that's like the funniest movie ever, where you tell all your girlfriends, oh my gosh, you got to watch the new Sandra Bullock movie. It's hysterical, right? You get the cookware and you tell all of your girlfriends, you have to get this cookware. Even if you can only afford a piece, you have to get it. It's dreamy. It's amazing. So when you step up to manager, we give you a piece so that you have an experience, so that you'll then use it. It's the best dating tool we have. You know that, right? Does everybody know that? This cookware, I'm going to get a piece. This cookware is the best dating tool that we have. Do you guys know that? You're missing out if you're not using this as the dating tool of the century. Nobody buys this at full price. Why would you? I'm not saying nobody. Okay, 1%. Like everybody else has a party. You'll come to a party and says, I don't need to have a party. I can buy everything I want. It's not going to drop $1,200 on cookware. They might drop $600 and have a party though. So that person that's super hard to book, that one is actually easy to get with the cookware. So at the very last thing, so when I do a party, there's two things I do at the very end of my party. And you can translate this into home or Facebook. Okay, I would do this the same at home or Facebook. I play a booking game. That's the very last thing I do. But right before the booking game, guys, there's one more thing I want to show you. And that is Tupperware's amazing cookware. Who here has nice cookware? And you ask that question. And I love it when somebody raises their hand. Because you don't want to make them feel like, here, will you bring this over here? I need a prop. There we go. You don't want to make them feel like, oh, I don't need to listen to you. I want you to know, I want to acknowledge the fact that you have nice cookware. That's so awesome. Pay attention to what I'm going to show, because we have some unique sizes. So even though you have nice cookware, you might want to add like one piece from our collection because it's a unique size. So FYI. Well, then they immediately perk up. Oh, there's a unique size? Because otherwise, what that person does when you tell me you already have nice cookware, you shut off listening to me now. You don't need to hear me because you already have nice cookware. You're filling out your order or doing something else. That's fine. You don't have to fill out your order. You don't have to listen to me, but I want you to listen, right? I want you to tune in because I have something to say to you too. So I always go, oh, I love that you have great cookware. Pay attention to this demo because I think we have unique sizes and you might want to add one of our, unique sizes too. And they go, oh, okay. And I go, okay, so let me show you. So cookware. Here's the things about our cookware that is amazing that I love. Okay. So I don't care how much you spend on your cookware. If you burn your hand every time you go to grab the handle, like Emerald Lagasse cookware. Did I just blow your mind? So there's this Emerald Lagasse cookware has, and it's hard to hold the mic into this, but here I can do it like that. There you go. So Emerald Lagasse cookware, and it has to be, they yell at me every time I get it too close to my mouth. Okay. So Emerald Lagasse cookware has this little tiny arc handle that's right here. And the problem is that with an oven mitt on, it's really hard to grab it. Without an oven mitt, you lose your fingers, right? Stupid. Super expensive, awesome cookware. Not so awesome when you burn your fingers off. And I don't care how much you spend on your cookware. If you burn your fingers over and over, all you want to do is throw it out the window and stomp on it, right? There's no lies in that, okay? So this right here is hollowed out. This doesn't get hot. Oh, right? I like that right there for me because listen, the blonde is real and it's alive. and I grab hot things. I shouldn't. So I may know it's hot and I still grab it. Okay. So let's just set ourselves up for success with this and not make hot handles. So this is hollowed out and does not get hot. Same with this. Hollowed out and does not get hot. Oh, I could have just pulled it out of something. No, it's hot. And I still go grab it because I'm fun like that. So handles don't get hot, which is like amazing, right? Also, the way this is designed and the way you can tilt and grab, it keeps you from getting steam burns because your hand isn't way down here. And the way other things are designed and the way your hand is, this is this weird thing. The way where your wrist lands matters. Having it up here and being able to tilt and get away, you don't get that horrible steam burn right there. Little tiny things like this are genius. You don't know. This is tempered glass. If you drop it really, really hard, you can break it. Kind of sucks. It breaks in chunks that are easy to pick up, not shards and splinters that. In my house, it was sort of like my dad we'd get quarantined to the garage, and while dad would bring in the shop vac, and nobody came in the house for an hour while dad like shop vac the entire house to make sure that we could run around barefoot again, right? That's what so this is the good kind of glass in the sense that because it's tempered glass, it also goes in the oven up to 350 degrees, so you can bake in this with the lid on, should you need to. Well, you could casseroles and things like that, but you can also there's some meat that you like sear and then you stick it in the oven or whatever. And normally you can't put nonstick in the oven, and this nonstick is made to go in the oven. This nonstick is a special kind of material called Eterna, which is super, super, super high grade, and it's made it's like way higher than like a Teflon or whatever, and it's not going to chip and peel off and into your food No, it's Eterna. That's actually the brand. Teflon's a brand. It is. So Teflon's a brand. Yes. Eterna is a brand. This is the high grade nonstick. And what it's designed to do, it's baked on so that it doesn't, so if it was to chip, and you could scratch it because it's nonstick and you can't scratch. Yeah, I've learned, because my mother-in-law hates me. Doesn't really hate me, but kills everything in my kitchen. I hide it. I bought a piece of, and this is not a joke. If you ever come in my house and wonder why I have a, what's the really, really heavy cast irons. Yeah, why there's a cast iron skillet on my pan. That's what I leave out so that my mother-in-law quits killing my $300 cookware pieces. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you kill that. Good luck with that. Right? I come in, there's a fork, and I'm like, love. I can't so anyway, if you were to scratch this, it doesn't peel. You'll just have a scratch. It'll sit there. It's not going to chip up and be into your food, which is super, super, super nice. The bottom is made to cook on all cooktop all flat surfaces. It is, yes, it has, let's see. It has induction heat, which, so interestingly enough, almost all the European homes have gone to induction heat, and they tell us that's the wave of our future here, that moving forward as they remodel and build new homes, there's going to be a lot of induction cooktops. And those are some sort of weird magnetic thing where there is no, you can put your hand on it, it doesn't hurt, and it only gets hot where the cookware, and then when you pick it up, it goes instantly cool. Super safe for children. And you can have 15 pieces of cookware, which would be weird, but you don't have 4 burners like normal things do. You could put a lot of pieces on there and make a mess, really. It feels so not right to me, but whatever. Anyway, it's the wave of the future, and most cookware, even most expensive cookware, doesn't work on induction heat. So you could go buy some massive expensive whatever set of cookware and remodel your house, get this new super cool cooktop and not think anything of it, and all of a sudden all your cookware is obsolete, which happens to a lot of people. Very interesting. So ours, if you were to do that remodel or to buy a new house or to whatever, your cookware is not going to be obsolete. That's a huge selling point. People go, oh, because they don't think about it when they're putting the new fancy stove in, everything works, right? Until they have the stove in and realize, fantastic. Now I got to go buy some, new expensive cookware. So very, very, very cool pieces of cookware. They're Tupperware too. They're just made really, really well, and they cook like a dream. You can cook the nastiest, grossest, whatever stuff in there, and then be take a paper towel and wipe it out, and you're like, what? Eggs slide off and onto my pan. Okay, I feel like a professional chef, and that happens every time. I'm just going to tell you right now. Every time I kind of want to go. Yes. Like, and you don't know how bad your regular cookware is, even if you think it's nice, until you get this stuff. And then you're like, dude. You can get this for free by Confident Start Program Level 7. You can step up. You can get up to 3 pieces out of your director. You get a piece for manager, a piece for star manager, and a piece for executive manager, right? So, but the reason we do this is so that you have it, but not just so you haven't fallen in love with it, but so that you sell this at parties. Now, do you understand that when a host chooses cookware as a half price item, we don't make any money off the half price item, but we get sales credit? Okay, do you guys all understand that? Half off of $1,200 is what? $600. Take your $500 party and add a $600 set of cookware to that, and the computer system treats it like an $1,100 party. Tell me you're not winning in that scenario. Okay, any prize you want to earn, you just earned, right? If you're going for bonuses, as soon as we hit the bonus, that is sales credit. So now you're going to get paid on that half price item in the sense that you're going to get bonuses, right? Awards, prizes, trips, whatever you're trying to earn. Think about if you have, let's say you have 3 parties. My personal history, I always demo cookware. So it's the last thing I demo before I do the play. Because I want to demo it first, because the one last person, the holdout right here, who wouldn't have a party for any other reason, might have a party to get cookware for half price. Am I not right? Yeah, I know. See, I told you. I would have booked you. So, so here's why, though. Here's why. Hey, and that's okay, too. That's okay. But here's the thing. But here's why this is important. Now, here's how you do it at a party. You demo it. You get everybody excited about it, right? You pass it around, let them touch it, feel it. Ooh, so pretty. And it's pretty, by the way. That's the other thing. Not all nice cookware is pretty. Some of it's pretty hideously ugly. And I'm like, really? That's all you got? You spent how many millions creating that and you couldn't at least make it pretty? So I get done demoing it, and then I say, okay, who would like to find the cookware in the catalog for me? And this is the part that you guys really need to learn and adopt. And you can do this online, Facebook, whatever. You could go live and do a demo on it. You could cook something, show them it cooking and demo it if you wanted. I highly encourage, you've heard me say this again and again and again, I highly encourage going live in your Facebook parties. Huge. But demo this, you get done and you say, who would like to, I'm at a home party now or a Facebook party, but who would like to find it and tell me the price? First person gets a ticket. Somebody could say, oh, it's $1,200. Now, all of you in this room are afraid to say the price because $1,200 sounds horrible. And so it's hard to go $1,200, right? So I let them find it, $1,200. And I go, perfect. And I go, so most people aren't really wanting to spend $1,200 on a set of cookware. Most people I know, even if they can, they don't really want to. But remember when I told you guys that all my hostesses earn free, half price, bonus, and thank you Tupperware? They'll go, yeah. And I go, cookware, it can be free, half price, bonus. I mean, so this can be your half price item. So how much is this if you have a Tupperware party and use your half price item for it? And somebody was like, $600. And I usually have them tell me, because almost every time Tupperware puts something together as a set, they actually discount the price a little bit. So the set price is, so I say, what is the retail value of it? It's not $1,200, it's like $1,277 or something like that. I'm just picking an amount, but I'm probably pretty close. So I go, you don't get half off of the retail value, you get half off the discounted set price. So you're really getting $1,277 worth of cookware for half of $1,200. So it's actually even more than half price when you choose a set for half price, right? And then I tell them, 1 out of every 4 of my hosts has a party to get free or half price cookware. You know why I say that? I'm validating whoever's sitting in the room. Because if she's sitting there thinking she might want to do it, but not sure, this is a mental business. I validated her when I said that. She's like, oh, well, I'm that person. I'm normal. I'm going to do that. Right? But if she's sitting there and I don't validate it, I don't know if I should. I don't know. Do people really do that? But if I say 1 out of every 4 of my hosts has a party specifically to get cookware for half price, okay? If I do, I holding parties, I've always done 2 to 3 a week. That was my normal, 2 to 3 a week. It was home parties, not Facebook parties. So let's say I'm doing 2 to 3 a week and I hold, and thank you. And I do 2 to 3 a week and I have 1 out of every 4 of my hosts choose cookware for half price. That was about 2 a month. So what did that represent? About $1,200 in sales credit a month was cookware. You do the math on that. How hard is it to get to the 4,000 level? Not hard, right? How hard is it to earn trips and prizes and things when you're adding an extra $1,200 in sales credit a month? Not hard. You earn everything. If you're a manager, think about if you teach them and your people are selling cookware for half price. How hard is your team sales all of a sudden? Not hard. If you're a director and your team is, every member in your team is selling one set a month at half price. Let's say 10 members of your team are selling one set a month at half price. How much is that? That's an extra $6,000 in team sales. I don't know about you, but I'll take it, right? Every goal gets a little easier when people are selling cookware at half price. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't care how small your Tupperware party is, adding $600 to it makes it look big. Even a minimum party, even a $250 party, when you add $600 to it, is $850, right? So I just want you guys to know that A, you should all have a piece. So if you haven't stepped up to manager, you need to, even if it's just to get cookware, right? But B, I want you to have it however you decide to get it, and I want you to fall in love with it, and I want you to show it at your parties because you're going to book parties for this. And I guarantee you that person that booked her party to get cookware for half price is not going to flake on her party. She has a goal. She wants cookware for half price. She didn't have a party just because you played a game. She had a party because she has a goal. She wants something, right? When people have a why, so they're doing it for a reason, when you play the fun little games, all you're doing is closing the deal. Their why still exists and the parties don't flake. My cancellation rate was super low when I had parties because my hosts all had a why. They were having a party with a specific thing that they were trying to get. That's huge. So you should be booking parties. You have to create a why at your parties, and then you need to close the deal and you need to ask everybody. I don't want to hear anymore because it is literally, it makes my heart sink every time I hear it. I don't want to hear anymore. I had all these parties last month and I have none this month. That literally tears me up because you're making this business hard and it doesn't need to be hard. This business is fun. And desperation is no fun. Excitement is contagious, right? If you're having parties and you're having fun and you're showing the why and you're booking parties and it's exciting, and exciting is contagious, and exciting doesn't cancel on you. You know, I mean, it's a night and day different reason and approach to the business, but I promise you it's successful. I promise you I did it personally, and I promise you it's successful. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So you're coaching your host and their goal is to get cookware, a set of cookware. Yeah. By the way, they can buy just a piece if they want. They don't that because that's a fantastic half price item. And if that's the case, then you go ahead and rebook them for 6 months from now so they can get their next piece. Set up a system. Say, that's fine if we want to get one. Let's go ahead and do this party for one. If 600 is out of their budget, we can do one. And let's set your next party date so that we can get the next piece at the next party. She's not going to flake on you because she wants more cookware, right? Okay. So would you, if your host wants this as their half price item and you haven't earned any to show it, you're gonna have a hard time selling it at a party without a piece to pass around. I'm not gonna lie. If you're not, borrow a piece from somebody or something, or find a way to get a piece, step up to manager, because they're gonna want to touch, if they're gonna spend that kind of money on it, they're gonna want to see it. That's why I think going live with this in a Facebook party would be better than just a post. But if not, find a really good video because they're going to want to see it. And a picture in a catalog is not the same. It just isn't. It just doesn't do it justice. And I know that all of you in here that don't have it right this moment, I just sold you on this. Am I not right? Why? Why did I sell you? Because I'm telling you my personal story. I'm showing you how it works. I'm telling you what I love about it. I'm sharing with you my love. That's what a Tupperware party is all about. What I just did to you is what a Tupperware party is all about. So whether you're doing that on Facebook or whether you're doing that in a home, however you're doing it, I shared my love and my knowledge of this with you. And now those of you who don't have it are going, how can I get my hands on a piece to try it? Right? I know that. That's what you're doing. I know that because that's what I do for a living. Right? I'm good at partying. You can be too. All you're doing is sharing what you know and what you love. That's all I just did. Right? I don't even know every single detail. The last set of cookware we had, I knew the details even a little bit better. They've showed us this one, and there's a few details that I'm like, I avoid because I can't remember the exact data on it. But I got you to understand my love, right? And I told you enough about this. There's even more data about this than is in my head at the moment. But So if you're not a manager, that's time to step up. May is a fantastic month of sales. Use the sales that you're going to have right now. You know, stepping up to manager is just five $500 parties, right? That's all it is. Put one under you and put three under three other people, and then use the other one for either yourself or whoever needs a little push, right? Recruit three of your hosts. It's five $500 parties. However you swing that around. It's five $500 parties. We've only used up 1 week this month. You have 3 more weeks and Mother's Day. Every mother needs a piece of this. Let me just tell you. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, five $500 parties. That's if you have 3 weeks. That's what 1.25? Huh? 1.3 per week. 1.6, whatever. It's less than 2 parties a week. I'm not even asking that much out of you in that scenario. You can step up. It is not too late to step up to manager. If for no other reason, if you're not doing it for the love of the business or for the $100 bonus or for all the perks and cool things that you can get, do it for a piece of cookware from your director. I just want you to know why we give that. There's a very specific reason why we give that. And it also, the handle also has a little notch. So if you have those cool hanging things in your kitchen, you can hang your cookware. Not the house I'm in currently, but one of my last houses had that, and I displayed my cookware. And everybody was like, that cookware's so pretty. I'm like, I know, right? That's why it's hanging. I have friends that like earned it and like left it sitting out on their stove all the time because it's just pretty and they want to look at it. And I'm like, okay, but you now have 4 pieces. You might want to put some under. Butter or oil? You don't have to cook with it. I cook with butter with eggs because I like the taste of eggs cooking my butter. But I can cook eggs without it. It will cook without it. So you can cook like a dream without it. Yeah. So he's asking, do you need oil or butter? I use butter all the time because I like it. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not saying you can't. You don't need to. You don't need to. Correct. I use yeah, you don't need to put cooking spray on it. No. Yeah. It's not good. I think it's not good for anything, honestly. So mostly just leave it alone. I do use butter on my eggs only because I like the taste of butter on my eggs, but for my husband, I don't because he doesn't like, he wants to be uber healthy because if you've met my husband, you would understand. So I cook his first with no butter eggs and they slide right off the pan. And then I put butter in and do mine because there's just something about that little crunchy edge that the butter makes. It's so good. It's so not good for me, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, so questions about that? Do you guys understand why I'm passionate about the cookware? Does that make sense? Do you understand? It matters to me that you understand why, and it matters to me that it motivates you to step up to manager, because when you step up to manager, you triple your team size. And when you triple your team size, you grow. And that's how we all grow. And you're so much happier and love this business that much more when you step up. You don't know it if you haven't stepped up yet. You don't know that about yourself. But as soon as you do, I get squeals, I get messages, I get oh my gosh, have you seen this person? Like, this is my new teammate. Oh, have you seen what she did? Like, I love those messages because everything is more fun with a friend. With cookware. Okay, so a couple more things that we're going to be done. I think that was all the stuff I really wanted to cover with you guys. We're going to call this, thank you. We're going to, I'm going to do some drawings online once this is over, and I'm going to do some drawings in here once this is over, but I think that's all the things I wanted to cover. I don't have this. Will somebody run back to the screen and just make sure there's no questions I need to answer from the screen? Stephanie abandoned ship back there, so I don't have anybody yelling questions at me. Is it on the chat? Is there anything I need to answer before we're done? Somebody's singing the Tupperware song. They are all alone in that. I don't sing it. That's hilarious, though. Somebody's singing the Tupperware song. Oh, the joys. They're good? Lots of love? Okay, it's May. It's birthday month. I really do want to blow this month out of the water. I'm not going to lie. I'm just not going to lie. I could tell you so many reasons why I want to blow this out of the water, but I did bring back with me, and Deborah, if you want to grab it. Oh. That is really not a question. So you need to when you're at a party, you need to really, really produce the why throughout the party. And then you need to close the deal. And that is with a booking game. And there's a spatula game, a smidget game, there's a rolling the dice game, there's a penny game. And all of these have been posted on our team page. All of the games have been typed out exactly how to do them. I have a DVD that I can send to you. If you send me $5 and an address, I will send it to you because that's what it cost me to bubble wrap and mail and produce the CD or the DVD. I can't upload it because I did it prior to the days of uploading. And however they formatted the disc, it doesn't, I can't upload it. It has to be printed onto a DVD. But I have one that has all kinds of, and I walk you through a demo of the keychain game. I walk you through all kinds of other stuff on this DVD. So if you don't have that and want it, send me $5 and say you want the DVD and I'll mail one to you. But it walks you through that too. It walks you through the cookware. It walks you through all that kind of stuff. But it's important to, usually why nobody books at a party is you didn't produce the why effectively enough, and then you didn't close the deal as well. And you need the game to close the deal. The game is I'm sitting there thinking about it. Chrissy's going, maybe I do, maybe I don't. And then I walk over and go, did you want to play my game? And I'm dangling these cute little keychains in front of her. And she's like, that toy, I had that toy when I was a kid. Oh, okay, I'll play. Right? So then those are just a fun way. Instead of me going, have a party, that's a fun way for me to bribe, because I'm all about bribery. That's a fun way for me to bribe her to have a Tupperware party with me. So usually when it doesn't work, now, every once in a great while, you're going to have a party and nobody's going to book. It happens. That's okay. But if that's happening to you every time, talk to your director and let's tweak what you're doing, because we just need to tweak something. Usually it's just a tweak. Right? And we can usually figure it out. If your director can't figure it out, she'll climb to her director, somebody will come to me, whatever. We can help you figure it out. But if that's happening systematically, you're never booking parties off of parties, something needs to be tweaked, because this business is hard, because you're constantly out looking for new parties, and this business shouldn't be hard. This is not a hard business. This is a fun business. Because remember, desperation is not attractive, but excitement is, right? Yes. Yeah, you can set up a job fairs. We have a job. We have a fantastic job. YOB, your own business. We have a yob. Will you grab me that bluish box right there? I just want to show everybody the Tiffany box. Tiffany, blue. There you go. I'm like, I don't know how to, it's the only blue box I see. Well, teal is a form of blue. I'm like, it is Tiffany and it's blue. I don't know.
I'm not Tiffany knowledgeable.
Oh, well, we all are now, because the #1 in the world award that we got. And so just for clarification, so you guys know, we were #1 in volume growth. So we grew more dollars than anybody else in the world. It's kind of a big deal. I brought it home with me. There was 2 awards that came, but this one was made by Tiffany. So I thought you guys would like to see it, maybe a little bit more in person. Isn't that pretty? You see it? I would have her zoom in with the camera, but it's definitely abandoned ship. So, isn't that pretty? Nah, it's all right. They can see it, I think. I think you can see it. Yeah. So I got another award, another version of it. Everybody got the other version, the 1s, 2s, 3s. I think the top 1 through 3 got the other award, but if you were #1, you got the Tiffany in addition to it. So this is a Tiffany, like, what? This is like a jewelry award. Too bad I can't wear it. It's heavier than heavy. But proud of you guys. That's a pretty amazing. I didn't even know there was recognition at this trip I went to be totally honest with you. I had no idea. I knew there was a gala night, but that's the first time that we've ever gone. So to be #1 in the world in anything is, yeah, like mine. I had no words. It took me until I went to bed that night to post even to you guys, because I didn't have any words. I was like, I don't even know what to say. That's just, wow. So they knew you were going to get the award that they paid for your trip? Yeah. Yeah. They knew. I didn't know. I sat down at this, I had a special table, and Stanova was on the other side of Kirk. And I said, why are we here at this table? And he's like, you'll see. He's such a brat. And I'm like, I go, I take apart things because I like to understand. And I'm sitting here clearly for a reason, because I'm in the front of the room. And then the girl across from me, and one of the other girls has an award in front of her, and I've got none. And I'm like, Well, I didn't get one because mine was still coming, and it was #1, and theirs were #2 and #3. So, there wasn't anything to be sad about, but I was like, but I in my mind was like, how come they have awards and we don't? We killed it. Come on. But like, why? I didn't even know we were getting awards of this thing. I was just there for the party, right? Like, whatever. So this was pretty special. I'm super proud of you guys. Now, you know how this goes, right? We can't just do it once. We have to do it always, right? So now we have more new things to strive for. Number one in the US is not good enough. Now we have to be number one in the world, right? It says, number one platinum achievers, Kirsten and Kirk Jones, Tupperware United States. Because Tupperware all over the world was at this. So we had Tupperware China, Tupperware Indonesia, Argentina. All of the Tupperware brands companies were there. So even the beauty companies, because they own 7 companies. So like Avroy something and Fuller something. There's other companies. 7 companies. Tupperware brands own 7 companies. Huh? Fuller something. I don't know. It's in another company. It's another country. They own. So you can go look at go into TupperwareBrands.com and you can see what we own. We are a publicly traded company, so we're still. You can go at TUPP is the symbol. But this was amongst Tupperware. The beauty brands had their own awards, and then we had our awards. So because it's not Apple, it wasn't apples to apples. So, but in all the countries, like think about teams. So there's so many in the U.S. and then there's Canada, and then there's other countries that are selling boatloads of Tupperware. In all the countries, our team grew the most dollars over in 1 year. We had almost $4 million in growth last year. Isn't that crazy? Quite proud of you guys, not going to lie. Kind of would have liked to have seen what number 2 was, like how far ahead we were, but didn't get that data. But that's the selfish side of me that kind of wants to know, like, what playing field am I in? So anyway, proud of you guys. I wanted to show you that before I'll put it here in the studio. We'll display it. My contractor is not quite done with this building, but they're building a trophy wall right there. So that whole wall is going to be a trophy wall. So all these glass trophies, and we have quite a few now that are here, we're going to build. And then I did want to tell you guys too, last but not least, our next team meeting, which is in June, June 5th or 6th or something like that, whatever that Saturday is. Yeah, so barring me being out of the country or there being a weird holiday or something or Jubilee, you can almost systematically, I know people get all confused, like, I didn't know it was team meeting. I'm like, it's the same time every single month for 18 years. So how, so the month ends on a Friday. The very next day, Saturday, is always when Stephanie has her team meeting, and mine is always the following Saturday. So short of there being, like I said, sometimes like a Spring Fest falls in the middle of it and we don't do 2 because it's too hard or whatever, or I'm out of the country or we're at Jubilee or something like that. But otherwise, pretty systematically, this is when we always have team meetings. So you can just mark it on your calendar. It's pretty systematic. I, once every few months, post a schedule of upcoming events, and I usually do about 3 months at a time. This was listed on there as well. So the surprise factor of why people are surprised is always a little bit funny to me. But next month, so all of the business leaders in our region, which is, I think, like somewhere between 10 and 13 states. June 2nd, she says. Okay, perfect. It's the first Saturday. Perfect. I was like, I don't remember, but whatever day that is. So all the business leaders in our region, we, like 3 or 4 times a year, I have to fly to different places and they get us together and we have meetings. Really, really exciting meetings, let me tell you. Anyway, they do them in different locations. They're choosing, they all want to come here and have it in my studio. Of course, I know. So I'm one of the few that has one in the Pacific Northwest. So they're all coming. Our meetings end on Friday night, the night before June 2nd. I have a handful of business leader friends that want to come and join our meeting the next day. So and I may just decide to, they're all really good at what they do. So I may just choose to incorporate them into the training for kind of fun. So don't miss the next meeting because I think it's going to be really fun. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have something fun that you can get just for attending for a low dollar amount or something. I'm going to do something fun with it. So put it on your calendar that's when we're going to have the next meeting because we're going to do some extra fun things. Have guests. Let's just have fun with it. But you're going to get to hear probably some training and some different things that you haven't heard from somebody. It's always fun to hear from somebody different, right? So I'm like, listen, if you want to come visit my studio, then you have to pay, and you have to pay with your time. I'm going to make them train. So I just want you guys to know that that's coming. But other than that, is there any other questions? No? So let's go out and kill it in May, shall we? Yes. Woo! See you guys online. I'm going to turn this off, okay? So see you guys. Have a great rest of your May. High five. I love it. Okay.